What's that one? The rookie asked, pointing to the darkened sector on the galactic map. The dimly glowing grid lines highlighted the void, making it stand out even more starkly against the surrounding bustle of trade routes and settlements. It was the most glaring anomaly in the vast, orderly grid. Where most sectors buzzed with trade and communication, this one stood out as an eerie void, its emptiness made more unsettling by the glowing boundaries of the map. No trade routes, no colonies, no signals, the veteran replied. He kept his eyes fixed on his console, his voice low and edged with something that sounded like reluctance. You don't want to know. But why? The rookie leaned closer, curiosity untempered by caution. What happened there? The veteran sighed and turned his chair to face the newcomer. His shoulders slumped slightly, as though the weight of the question had already worn him down. You ever heard of the Znarik Confederacy? The rookie frowned. No, sir. Exactly. The veteran's eyes narrowed. And that's all you need to know. But the rookie pressed on. I mean, it must have been something serious. That whole sector, it's like it's been erased. Sirius doesn't even begin to cover it. The veteran leaned back, his gaze distant. The Znarik Confederacy used to be one of the biggest players in the galaxy. Advanced tech, massive fleet, thriving economies. They thought they were untouchable. Until they made one mistake. The rookie's eyes widened. What mistake? They made the humans angry, the veteran said, his tone low and solemn. The rookie could feel the shift in the room, a subtle tension that made his curiosity feel suddenly dangerous. The words hung in the air like a heavy cloud. The rookie blinked, waiting for the punchline. When none came, he laughed nervously. Wait, that's it? Humans? I thought you were going to say they ran afoul of the Skarnak swarm or maybe the... No, the veteran's voice cut through the rookie's rambling. Just the humans? A long silence followed, punctuated only by the hum of the ship's systems. Finally, the rookie shifted awkwardly. What did the humans do? The veteran hesitated, as if weighing whether to answer. Finally, he leaned forward, speaking in a low tone. The Confederacy wanted Earth. Well, not Earth itself, just the resources. They figured it would be easy. A few threats, maybe a skirmish or two, and the humans would fold like everyone else. They underestimated what that planet really is. What is it? The rookie asked, leaning in closer. Imagine a death world, but with sentient life that thrives on its challenges. Earth's gravity is heavy, its weather unpredictable. Natural disasters are the norm, not the exception. Every predator has been outsmarted, every environment adapted to. The humans didn't just survive, they dominated. And when the Znarix came knocking, they didn't meet fear. They met something else. The rookie frowned, searching the veteran's face for any sign of exaggeration, but saw only a grim resolve. Resistance? More than that, the veteran said quietly. Determination. Anger. You see, the Confederacy didn't understand what makes humans unique. They're not just adaptable. They're relentless. Once you threaten them, once you hurt them or take from them, they don't stop. The Znarix learned that the hard way. But how? The humans didn't have the Confederacy's tech, not at first. But they didn't need it. They found weak points, exploited them. They used their ingenuity, their creativity. They turned every resource into a weapon. And when the Confederacy escalated, the humans escalated further. The rookie's brows knitted together. So they fought back. Not just fought back, the veteran corrected, leaning forward. They outwitted them, turned their own strengths into weaknesses. The Confederacy's greatest asset became its undoing. They adapted faster, struck harder, and kept going long after anyone else would have given up. They outthought, outmaneuvered, outlasted. They did things no one else would even consider. The Znarix had their pride, their strategies, their rules of engagement. The humans had one goal: make sure it never happened again. What happened to the Znarix? The veteran's gaze drifted to the dark sector on the map. No one knows for sure. Some say the humans wiped them out. Others think the Confederacy scattered, too afraid to regroup. All we know is that their fleets disappeared, their colonies went silent, and that sector became a void. A graveyard, if you like. The rookie swallowed hard. Why doesn't anyone talk about it? Because it's not just about the Znarix, the veteran said, his voice heavy. It's about what happens when you push a species like that too far. There's a reason we call Earth a death world. But it's not the planet itself you need to fear. It's what the people from there are willing to do to protect what's theirs. The rookie sat back, staring at the dark sector with new unease. So, we just avoid it? That's the smart move, the veteran replied. No one goes there. No one asks questions. No one pokes the bear. But what if someone does? The veteran didn't answer right away. When he finally spoke, his tone was grim. Then we'll have another sector like that one? The rookie stared at the darkened sector on the galactic map, his mind racing with the veteran's ominous words. He couldn't shake the image of a once thriving region now rendered void. The notion that humanity was at the center of its fall gnawed at him, making the sector's void seem even more foreboding. Questions piled up faster than he could process them. So what were they like? He finally asked, his voice tentative. Who? The veteran didn't look up from his console, continuing to adjust data streams with practiced precision. The Znarix, the rookie said. You said they were a major player. What kind of people were they? The veteran hesitated. Proud, he said at last. Arrogant, if I'm being honest. They valued order above all else, hierarchies, protocols. Their carefully constructed alliances were less partnerships and more chains designed to keep others beneath them. To them, the galaxy was a puzzle, and they believed they were the only ones smart enough to solve it. Sounds like they'd get along with the consortium, the rookie said, his attempt at humor faltering as he glanced at the veteran's stony expression. They tried, the veteran replied, his tone flat. The consortium saw them as useful allies, at least for a time. But the Znarix were never satisfied. They wanted control, not partnership. And when they saw Earth, this chaotic, unpredictable death world that somehow managed to thrive, they saw a loose end that needed to be tied up. But they underestimated humans, the rookie said, repeating the earlier lesson. Understatement of the millennium, the veteran muttered. A soft chime interrupted their conversation, signaling a new data packet arriving on the console. The veteran quickly decrypted the message and frowned. What is it? The rookie asked, leaning over to get a better look. The veteran tilted his screen away. Just a maintenance update, he said, though his claws tapped the console in an uneven rhythm. His eyes narrowed slightly, and he shifted in his chair, as if the routine explanation weighed heavily on him. But the rookie wasn't convinced. He could see the slight tension in the veteran's posture, the way his antennae twitched as if picking up a signal only he could hear. You're hiding something, the rookie said. No, I'm not, the veteran said, but his claws continued tapping against the console, a nervous habit that betrayed his otherwise calm tone. You said no one talks about it, the rookie continued, his tone more persistent now. But you know more than you're letting on. If you don't want to tell me, fine. But don't pretend you don't know. The veteran finally looked up, his expression unreadable. For a long moment he said nothing. Then he sighed and leaned back in his chair. There's a reason we don't talk about it, he said. Because talking leads to remembering, and remembering, it changes you. Once you know, you can't unknow. You can't look at a human the same way again. What do you mean? The rookie asked, his voice barely above a whisper. I mean they're not like us, the veteran said. Not like anyone else in the galaxy. The Znarix learned that the hard way. They thought humans could be reasoned with, coerced. They were wrong. And when they realized just how wrong they were, it was too late. But how could they be that different? The rookie pressed. Everyone has a breaking point. Every species has limits. Not them, the veteran replied. Not in the same way. Humans, they don't just fight to survive. They fight to win. They'll do whatever it takes to ensure they never have to fight the same battle twice. For instance, when a small Earth fleet was cornered at the Battle of Crescen's Rift, they didn't retreat or surrender. Instead, they used an unthinkable maneuver, charging through a collapsing star's gravitational field to force the enemy into chaos. It was reckless, terrifying, and it worked. The Confederacy never expected such a desperate strategy, and it turned the tide. The rookie frowned, struggling to grasp the magnitude of what the veteran was saying. But we've seen wars end before. We've seen powerful empires fall. How could the Znarix not prepare for something like that? Because they thought they were dealing with another empire, the veteran said. A group that valued diplomacy, that would back down after a certain point. They didn't understand that humans aren't ruled by logic alone. They have something else, a kind of fire, a drive that goes beyond strategy or self-preservation. It's not just about survival for them. It's about making sure no one ever tries it again. The rookie leaned back, letting the veteran's words sink in. He still couldn't quite wrap his mind around the idea. He had studied countless species during his training, peaceful civilizations, warlike clans, mercantile coalitions. Each had their strengths and weaknesses, their quirks and vulnerabilities. But humans? They sounded like something else entirely. So what happened after the Znarix disappeared? The rookie asked. Did anyone ever try to reclaim that sector? No one dared, the veteran said. Every now and then some ambitious explorer would venture in hoping to find wreckage, artifacts, maybe even survivors. None of them ever came back. None? Not one. The The rookie felt a chill run down his spine. But that was ages ago. The humans aren't as isolated now. We have trade agreements with them, shared research projects. It's not the same as it was back then. The veteran shook his head. You think that means they've changed? Maybe they have, on the surface. Maybe they smile more in diplomatic meetings, offer technology in exchange for rare materials. But underneath it all, they're still the same. That drive, that fire, it never goes away. It's just, waiting. The rookie didn't know what to say. He stared at the dark sector again, its black emptiness somehow feeling heavier now. He tried to imagine what it must have been like. An entire fleet, an entire civilization swallowed up without a trace. The Znarix had been mighty, confident, sure of their place in the galaxy. But they had made one mistake. They had made the humans angry. Why are you telling me this? The rookie finally asked. Because you need to understand what you're looking at, the veteran said. That sector isn't just a reminder of what the Znarix lost. It's a reminder of what humanity is capable of their unyielding drive, their ingenuity, and the lengths they'll go to ensure no one crosses them again. And if you're smart, you'll remember that. The rookie still couldn't shake the veteran's words. The veteran's words lingered in the rookie's mind like a haunting refrain, their weight pressing down as he studied the ominous dark sector on the map. A place so ominous that even experienced navigators wouldn't dare approach it. It wasn't just a void on the map, it was a warning. How can they still be the same? The rookie asked finally. After all this time, after everything that's changed, how can humans still be like that? The veteran didn't answer immediately. Instead, he leaned back in his chair, his antennae twitching slightly. When he finally spoke, his voice was quieter than before. Humans have a history, he said. A long, complicated history full of conflict. They're not like the other species in this galaxy. Most civilizations grow comfortable over time, become predictable. Humans thrive on the unpredictable. For millions of years, they faced challenges like relentless ice ages, prowling predators, and devastating natural disasters. Rather than succumbing, they developed innovative tools, learned to work together, and turned adversity into strength. The rookie frowned. But we've seen them at peace. We've seen them cooperate with other species, trade resources, share technology. Isn't that proof they've changed? It's proof they're adaptable, the veteran said. And that's what makes them so dangerous. They can wear the mask of peace. They can negotiate, compromise, and even ally themselves with others. But underneath it all, that fire is still there. Push them too far, and you'll see that fire reignite, turning their determination into an unstoppable force. The rookie looked away, his gaze drifting back to the dark sector. He tried to imagine what it must have been like. An entire civilization, confident in their superiority, suddenly confronted by something they didn't understand. Something they couldn't control. What do you think they saw? The rookie asked, his voice barely audible. The veteran's antennae twitched again. I think they saw something they didn't believe was possible. The Znarix thought they had the upper hand. They thought their fleets were invincible, their strategies flawless. And then the humans did what no one else had ever done. They turned the entire game on its head. How? The veteran's mandibles clicked softly, a sound that seemed almost reluctant. The humans fought like no one else. They didn't just match the Znarix's tactics. They outmaneuvered them at every turn. For instance, when the Znarix attempted to encircle a human fleet, the humans broke formation entirely, using hit-and-run attacks that shattered the Znarix's cohesion and forced them into retreat. They exploited weaknesses the Znarix didn't even know they had. For instance, they turned the Znarix's vast, centralized supply network, a supposed advantage, into a liability by targeting critical junctions, causing widespread chaos. And they did it with a single-minded determination that terrified everyone who witnessed it. The rookie's expression darkened. You make it sound like they're unstoppable. They can be stopped, the veteran said. But not by the usual methods. Not by logic or reason or conventional force. If you want to stop a human, you have to understand them. You have to think like they do. And even then, it's not guaranteed. A heavy silence settled between them. The rookie's mind raced, trying to piece together the fragments of the story. He thought about the Znarix, proud, arrogant, sure of their place in the galaxy, and the humans who had brought them to their knees. He thought about the dark sector, a black void that seemed to hold all the answers and none at the same time. Do you think anyone will ever go back there? He asked. No, the veteran said simply. Not anyone who understands what truly happened there. That place is more than just a graveyard. It's a reminder of what happens when you underestimate humanity. No one wants to see that side of them again. The rookie nodded slowly, the veteran's words replaying in his mind. What kind of species could do that? His thoughts churned with a mix of curiosity, fear, and reluctant admiration. He wondered if he'd ever truly understand what had happened in that sector, if he'd ever grasped the full scope of what humanity was capable of. For now, all he had were the veteran's words and the cold, black void on the map. And that was enough. The rookie's unease lingered, tugging at him like a persistent shadow. The veteran's words replayed in his mind, leaving him unable to shake the image of that dark sector and what it represented. He couldn't shake the thought of a species that had faced, and overcome, insurmountable odds, only to emerge more determined, more resourceful. The map's darkened sector haunted him, a reminder that some scars never fully heal. But he didn't have much time to dwell on it. The ship's comm system chimed, pulling him out of his reverie. A message from the captain appeared on his console, instructing him to report to the observation deck. He glanced over at the veteran, who gave a knowing look but said nothing. With a nod, the rookie rose from his station and made his way to the upper deck. When he arrived, he found the captain standing at the expansive viewport, hands clasped behind his back. The stars stretched out before them, an endless sea of light and shadow. The dark sector lay in the distance, a void that seemed to absorb the surrounding starlight. "Do you know what you're looking at?" the captain asked, his voice carrying a weight that made the rookie straighten slightly. The rookie hesitated, unsure how to respond. The Znarix sector? The captain let out a soft chuckle, though it carried no warmth. "That's what the records call it. But it's not just a sector. It's a warning carved into the stars." He turned to face the rookie, his expression serious. "You've heard the stories, haven't you? About what happened there?" "Yes, sir," the rookie said. "I just want to know if they're true," the captain finished for him. "Everyone does, eventually." He motioned for the rookie to step closer. "Look out there. Really look. What do you see?" The rookie squinted at the darkened expanse. At first, it seemed like nothing more than empty space, a patch of the void where no light reached. But as his eyes adjusted, he noticed faint glimmers, debris fields scattered across the blackness, fragments of ships long destroyed. He felt a chill run down his spine. "The humans didn't just defeat the Znarix," the captain said, his voice low. "They erased them. Every fleet, every outpost, every last trace of their power. It was a systematic dismantling, a lesson the galaxy would never forget." The rookie's mouth went dry. "But why did they go so far?" he managed to whisper, his voice barely steady. "Because they had to," the captain replied. "Once the Znarix made their intentions clear, once they struck at the heart of Earth's colonies, it wasn't just a war. It was survival. The humans didn't fight to prove a point or gain territory. They fought to ensure that no one would ever threaten them like that again." The rookie looked back at the viewport, at the ghostly remnants of a civilization that had once believed itself invincible. He tried to imagine the scale of the conflict, the desperation, the fury that must have driven the humans to such lengths. It was almost incomprehensible. "Have you ever met one?" the rookie asked suddenly. The captain raised an eyebrow. "A human?" "Yes, sir. I have," the captain said after a moment. "Years ago during a diplomatic summit. They were polite, friendly even, but there was something beneath the surface. A quiet confidence. A sense that they knew exactly what they were capable of, even if they'd never say it out loud." "What were they like?" the rookie pressed. The captain smiled faintly. "They were like us in many ways. They laughed, they joked, they shared stories. But there was a steel to them. A core of resilience that I've never seen in any other species. It's not just their strength or their technology. It's their will. Once they decide on something, they don't stop until it's done." The rookie nodded slowly, letting the captain's words sink in. He thought back to the veteran's warning, to the stories he'd heard. It all seemed to fit together. The humans' relentless determination, their refusal to accept defeat. But it also raised more questions. "What do they want now?" the rookie asked. "They've had peace for so long. Why don't they expand, conquer more territory?" The captain shook his head slowly. "That's not who they are. Humans don't fight for conquest. They fight because they must. And once their survival is secured, they stop. It's that simple and that unsettling. And once they've secured that, they're content. They don't want empires or dominion. They just want to live, and they'll do whatever it takes to protect that." The rookie glanced back at the dark sector. It looked so still, so quiet. But he knew now that its silence was deceptive. It wasn't empty. It was full of memories, of lessons, of warnings. "What happens if someone threatens them again?" he asked. The captain's expression hardened. "Let's hope no one's foolish enough to find out." The rookie nodded, a newfound respect growing within him. He realized that humanity's strength wasn't just in their ability to fight, it was in their ability to endure, to overcome, to survive. They were more than warriors, they were survivors. And the galaxy would do well to remember that. As the captain dismissed him, the rookie turned one last time to the viewport, staring into the void. The stories were true. The dark sector wasn't just a graveyard. It was a monument to what humanity could do when pushed too far. And it was a reminder that some battles should never be fought. As the rookie descended the staircase back to the main level, he noticed the veteran standing at his post, reviewing ship diagnostics. For a moment, the rookie considered walking past without a word. But the weight of the captain's words hung too heavily on him. "Hey," he said, stepping closer. "Do you think it's true? That humans only fight when they have no other choice?" The veteran looked up, his expression unreadable. "Sometimes it's not about choice. It's about what happens when all the choices are taken away." "What do you mean?" The veteran leaned back slightly, folding his arms. The Znarix didn't just invade Earth's territory. They cut off supply routes. They attacked civilian transports. They tried to make the humans feel isolated and powerless. But all they did was back them into a corner. And humans are at their most dangerous when they have nothing left to lose. The rookie thought about that for a long moment. He imagined what it would be like to have his homeworld under siege, to see his people pushed to the brink. The idea of having no options but to fight, to claw back every inch of ground no matter the cost, was both terrifying and awe-inspiring. "Do you think they would do it again?" he asked quietly. "If someone pushed them far enough?" The veteran's gaze shifted to the dark sector on the map. "I don't think anyone would be foolish enough to try. But if it happened, yeah. I think they'd do it again." "What's it like?" the rookie asked. "To see that kind of fight up close?" The veteran hesitated. "It's something you never forget. When humans commit to a fight, it's total. They don't leave anything on the table. Every strategy, every resource, every ounce of their willpower, it all goes into winning. And when it's over, you're left standing there wondering how they did it, and whether you could ever do the same." The rookie nodded, his respect for humanity deepening. "Thanks," he said. "For telling me." The veteran gave a faint smile. "You're welcome. Just remember, kid, some stories are meant to be lessons. And that dark sector out there? It's one lesson no one should ever forget." The rookie returned to his post, his mind racing with everything he had learned. The dark sector wasn't just a void. It was a testament to humanity's resilience, a reminder of the lengths they would go to protect what mattered most. And as he glanced at the map one more time, he couldn't help but wonder, if the galaxy ever forgot that lesson, what would happen next?